channel. I just wanted to tell everybody happy new moon in Scorpio, and yeah, so I just want to get started on talking about the new moon, and it's actually happening right now. Like, I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but it's supposed to be at 8:37 tonight Pacific Standard Time, and I'm already feeling the energies of a lot of things that I want to call into fruition and want to speak life to. You know, so this kind of sign of Scorpio is very deep in the sense that it's all about, in astrology, it's considered the house of death and rebirth, okay? So, and especially with the new moon happening, this is like a death and a rebirth phase for the moon itself, because it's in a dark phase, a dark moon phase, where we can't go out and see it right now because she's in a dark moon phase, and we're not going to be able to see her, but we feel all of these energies happening within us for this desire for us to like change or start something new, even especially being in opposition to Taurus, which is her planetary opposition in the houses, right? So this is happening in the 5th house as well. So, and then we have Uranus in Taurus, which Uranus is a planet of revolution and change and for sudden surprises and stuff. So these are some awesome energies, I feel, and collectively and personally for me in my life. A lot of things ending, a lot of new beginnings, and I'm very excited about it. So happy freaking new moon to you guys. Right now it's at 4 degrees of Scorpio, which is in close proximity in conjunction to the heart. I want to say it's Antares, the heart of Scorpio, where our passions, our desires, our drive essentially is. Whatever it is that drives you, it could be that cute guy that you've been wanting to get into your life forever, that, you know, whatever it is. It could be, you know, your kids that drive you, you know, especially being in the 5th house, the Scorpio, and all these energies happening in the 5th house. It's a house for creativity, and for that's a house of kids and little romantic relationships, just all things playful, but we can actually bring them to be a part of our bigger picture. Okay, so Scorpio is just, it's my moon sign natally. My moon sign is at 24 degrees of Scorpio, which we have the Mercury retrograde happening at that, well, conjunction to that degree happening in a couple, like next week, I believe, on Halloween. So there's just so many energies popping up and so much things that are gonna come and happen with this time. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing any numbers too, like numerology 555. That's a number of changes, quick changes. I've been seeing that one a lot. So I know that there's changes on the horizon for me. I'm just trying to stay positive with everything and just take whatever's coming at me, because I know Uranus being in the opposite sign of Taurus at 4 degrees. Yeah, so this is a new place for Uranus. I think Uranus got here and Taurus in 2018. So it's been here for a while, but it's here to stay until 2026. So this hasn't happened. This hasn't been here since the 1930s. And a lot of things had happened in the 1930s. But Uranus essentially is about revolution, technology, things like that. So I'm pretty excited for all these changes, and I think I'm just trying to fill this void inside of myself, to make a place for something creative in my life. So I try to make videos and paint more, just do fun things with the kids. Like, this doesn't have to be something that's just personal or collect. It can be in our own homes. We can integrate with these energies of the moon, of Uranus, of the Scorpio, of the 5th house. It's all combined into one beautiful little mix. So another thing with this new moon is everything by prayer and petitions, right? So prayer is one thing, but petition is writing it down. Write down the things that you would like to end, stop doing. Negative self-talk, you know, hanging out with this person who brings that, stop, just other things you want to just stop doing, other patterns, other vices that you want to let go of. Then also you want to incorporate, maybe you want to incorporate stuff that you want to begin, cool creative things that you have passion for, that make your heart just, you know, you flutter, that feeling that starts here in your mind, and then you start thinking about it, and as you start building up, like you start getting like panting about it. Like that's the stuff you're going to want to write down. You know, as far-fetched and as crazy it might sound to the next person, that's essentially your calling, the things that you cannot, you go to sleep, you're thinking about it, you wake up and you're thinking about it, right? Write those things down, those creative ideas down. Go over them once a week. I mean, just, and this new moon is like a catalyst. It's going to bring us into the new energies that are happening, especially coming into 2020. We're ending the year, and we're going to be beginning a new year. So this new moon is pretty. It's going to be a big one. Well, it is a big one. It's a big one. So just enjoy it. And I don't even know what else I want to get into, because I can't even actually get on here and look up the chart. I don't know if this is, or maybe I can look up the chart for, hold on with me. And if you hear those dogs, those are the neighbor's dogs. Kind of crazy. Safari, let's look up the chart so I can get the energies. Let's do this. Okay, for today. I like to go on to astro.com. You can input, you can go ahead and input just the, to get your natal chart to see where this new moon is happening for you. Astro.com, you input your birth date, time, and place, and it'll print out a beautiful little map of where all the stars, fixed stars, everything you want to incorporate in it, were mapped out for you at the time of your birth. So, I mean, nobody's an accident. We have the stars. The stars are aligned for each and every one of us. Okay. Or I could even go on and read the degree for 4 degrees of Scorpio. That's what I'll do. So, inside of the degrees, Scorpio. Okay, it says for the 4th degree in Scorpio, which is where the moon is at now, which is opposition to Taurus at 4 degrees, or Uranus and Taurus at 4 degrees, but let's go ahead and get into it. 4 degrees of Scorpio, a loud roar as a tornado approaches, okay? The storm of the world come right through when and where they are needed. They must wipe out ordinary consciousness and bring into play every kind of release, spirit, and force. We live in the thick of storms, and with always another threatened or impending, we are impelled into depth emotions, tumultuously drawn to activate the undersoul, personally and collectively. You sense the violent urgency for everybody roundabout of whatever you are going through. So you are plunged into storms to seek cleansing and release, to bring up what is under there and let it play itself out freely. You do this with temptations toward every obsessive or addictive state imaginable, and with tremendous guiding force leading you through any and every extreme, to make all of existence come alive from deep inside, elementally, primarily, and regeneratively. Okay, so this is a lot of like new beginnings, deep underneath in the undersoul. I like that word, undersoul. It just sounds like our undersoul. So there's layers to this, right? So, and then it talks also about obsessive thinking and addictive things. You could run from these things, or you can face them head on, or you can put them down on a nice pretty list of the things that you want to let go, and you can just burn that thing and it's gone. You know, there's some things that I don't really like about religion, but the one thing that I do like about it is the fact that they have rituals. I like how they have the whole rituals and how they do that. How they have the little bell ding ding after they read something. Like when there's a ritual and there's a way of doing things, I feel that to be really beautiful, because that's nothing new to how Mother Earth works. You know, new moon happens, then the full moon, and then there's a 3/4 moon. Everything's in these phases, right? So us too, individuals too, we can have these rituals and things that we do to cleanse these old past and bring us into where we are now. So, and then continue to be with us as we go on to the next phases and get into these higher thinking, and just into this inner knowing of we're not here on accident, that we all have a purpose, and we can integrate and be one with these with the planets, you know. So a lot of people have asked me too, when did I become so passionate about like the moon and the planets, and when did I start getting this knowledge, and how do I remember it? First of all, how do I have this memory of things? I think anything that we're passionate about, we're automatically going to remember things. You know how people say, oh, I know it by heart. I know that number by heart. That goes pretty deep, because you're passionate about it, you're going to remember it by heart, right? So I think the first time though with the moon, when I became so like passionate about her, was when we had the eclipse. The lunar eclipse happened in 2015. I don't know the degree, I don't really know, but I know the time and the day it was like September the 22nd, 2015. It was a blood moon, and it was all the hype at that time. Like, oh, there's gonna be a blood moon. I'm like, I gotta see this for myself. So I sat there outside in the backyard waiting for this blood moon, and there she was, a red moon. I watched the whole thing, which is about, I'm not sure, like 40 minutes. And I was just in complete awe. And that's when a lot of aha moments happened for me, and I was able to just connect these dots and remember, okay, the new moon phase happens when, you know, the two planets are in sun and the moon are both in the same sign, you know. That's a new moon. And then a full moon happens when the sun and the moon are in opposite signs, you know. So I was able to make these connections. So that's when that first happened. And a lot of strange things started happening after that to me, to stand out to me, to make me continue with it. I can't think of anything specifically right now. And then it happened again in 2018, I believe. Yeah, in 2018, there was I think on January, there was another big thing happening in the sky with the moon. And so I just started like really delving deeper and immersing myself in this whole cosmic thing, and I actually started like connecting with people online who had the same desires and passions with these aspects. So that's how I got into it. So that's basically it. But I hope everybody has a beautiful new moon, and write down your prayers and petitions, and just know it in your heart center that there is room being made for these to come into fruition. You know, you gotta, through the work, with the belief, with God, with your higher self, all of these things are possible. Where you want to be, envision that, and just continue to work on it every day. And look at prenatal sign, like look at prenatal charts on astro.com.